Hello. I'm going to show you how I made some chord chops. These ones in particular. So, a really easy way to do this is just creating like a little ARP loop, as I did here with just the Spire init patch. I was trying to just make an init patch sound good. That was kind of my experiment for the day. And as I was copy pasting stuff, highlighting it, I realized it just plays out the whole chord, and you can get different voicings just by dragging it and kind of getting slight different strum like variations by the speed in which you swipe the mouse. And so if you make another track and resample this, you can either do resampling or just direct it to this specific track. And so you can let it play out, and then you can go in here and just start and there you go. Easy chords you can then just kind of copy, paste, in whatever rhythm you want. And as I did here to make these ones, super easy. And what I further did to make this init patch sound a little better is I just threw on Valhalla Supermassive, in which I used the mix knob to kind of turn it on and off to create different space like transitions, and then EQ'd out the lower end so I can have more room for a bass line. Let's see. This one is kind of unnecessary, but I think I just did some further filter sweeping with it. The thermal is really cool. I use this in almost every single project I have. It's a really fun multi-band distortion saturator. It's just a really fun sound design tool. You can just kind of click through presets and really alter sounds and get new ideas. And so for the drop of this track, I faded it in here. And it just kind of adds this filtery AM kind of sound. It's using a AM shaper, yeah, for this band, soft clipping the lower end, but I EQ that out, so it doesn't really change a whole lot to the sound. And then this shaper, and then that's being modulated by two different modulators at different rates, and so that's how it kind of gets that more percussive sound. Yeah, super easy track. There's not a whole lot going on in it. I have that ARP loop, Inspire. A lot of my sounds are from the Stone Banks like hardcore preset pack. I'll try and link that. There's a lot of really good sounds in that. Pretty much most of my sounds come from like happy hardcore or like hard groove techno packs, and psytrance stuff. And those combo of like sounds always work really well for me. Yeah, and the bass here is just a simple Serum patch. I think it's comes out of the box with Serum too, so definitely check out this one. I didn't do a whole lot to this sound. I think I just changed the envelope a little bit because it has kind of like a clickier attack, and to layer it with my kick a little bit better, I moved the attack a little bit, kind of boosted low ends, mids a little bit, chopped off the high end, and then I am using two side chains on it. I don't usually do that. I usually only side chain to my kick, but this track, I felt like the snare was hitting a little bit harder with side chaining the kick and snare to the bass. If I solo, or it's really subtle, but I don't know, I thought it cleaned up the mix a little bit when I was working on this. I made this in like 40 minutes, so it wasn't a super in-depth session. Um, but typically how I also process my drums and bass is I'll bust them together, and then this one I have running through OTT just for mostly the sound coloring aspect of OTT. Chopped off some of the lower ends because it was a little harsh, and then I always put my drums and bass into L2, and what I do is I listen to the kick here, um, and so I'll usually adjust the gain with on 1 to 1, so that way anything that is louder than the kick will get pushed down. And so that's how doing that really helps keeping the snare from like peaking too high, because that tends to happen a lot. Yeah, not much going on. I have some kind of vocal chops I pulled out from packs, just for more of a percussive element. Let's. That's pretty much this track. I mean, there's a little like atmosphere layers. This is from some Psytrance pack. Let's see. All my effects are really simple, just filters, sweeps. This is from a hardcore pack made by High Tech Ninja samples. These are really awesome. There's some funky stuff. It kind of has like Vengeance adjacent like club sounds. Yeah, that's a good one. Some anime laugh, more impacts, crash. Yeah, super easy song, but has lots of like ear candy moments.